Hi everyone. Uh, it's late here in Sweden, but I was thinking would do this follow up on UFC 272. Um, as most of you know, it went down this weekend, so I thought I couldn't delay it any further. I only did my predictions for the main event, which was Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. So this is what I will be going through in this follow-up too. For the event itself, I think it was really good. It had a few really good matches. One that come to mind now is Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barboza, for example. Bryce Mitchell is a really durable guy, and so is Barboza, as we saw. As Mitchell said after the fight, he thought he could handle Barboza's leg kicks, but he actually didn't, and that's why he went for the takedowns. And he is a good grappler, and he did pretty much what Habib did to Barboza. And while he didn't finish Barboza, he took a very comfortable decision, I think. As for Barboza, he's also a really durable fighter and really hard to put away. Yeah, even while he was on his back most of the time, he still has a good ground defense. And yeah, it's the same when he met Habib. He couldn't get up, but he still could survive and survive the whole match. So all power to him. But this time my prediction was kind of right. Colby Covington did exactly what I thought he would do. I thought he would put pressure on Masvidal from the beginning to the last round, and that was mostly what he did. He put pressure, used his boxing to get inside, and then he went for the takedowns. Masvidal actually had better wrestling defense than I thought. He managed to stuff a few of the takedowns, but once it hit the ground, it was really Colby's world, I think. Even though Masvidal defended pretty well, he didn't get submitted, and he tried his best to get up, which he did a few times, but he couldn't keep the distance, so the distance he needed to get things going. But he did actually drop Colby, I think, 1 or 2 times during the fight. So he still has, we know he has lead in his fists and his hands, and he showed that. But Colby also showed that he can take a punch. So, yeah, but mostly Masvidal fought on his heels and didn't really get to fight the way he wanted to fight, because Covington was in his face the whole time during the 5 rounds. So yeah, I don't know what will happen now. Colby might get I don't think Colby might get a new title shot for this win. And it is talk about Hamzat Chimaev, and if he will be next in line for Colby, if he can get past Burns. But we will see about that. Burns is a really good fighter and a ground specialist, while Hamzat is a wrestler mainly. So it will be a good test for him. As a Swede, I of course really want Hamza to win, but Burns is a really, really good fighter, so we'll see what goes down. But my prediction for Colby, well, for Covington versus Masvidal was kind of right. My prediction on how they would fight was kind of right, so finally I got something right in my predictions. Yeah, I don't know. Some think that the match was kind of boring. I still think it was an entertaining match. No, of course I would always like to see the match end in some way, knockout or submission. But it was a good fight, and I think both fighters brought it. Even though, as I said when I did a prediction, when there is a beef between the fighters, sometimes both of them go in and is too afraid to get knocked out, so they are too afraid to lose, and this means they don't put in enough to win either, so it can be a very boring fight, and especially if the fighters have been training together, as Covington and Masvidal has done in the beginning. They know much of each other's game, so yeah, you could see that too. They kind of knew what the other person would do, and they took good advantage of it. At least Colby did. Masvidal, I think he needs to work on his wrestling if he wants to get the belt in the division, because there are a lot of heavy, good wrestlers on the top, and good grapplers. And while Masvidal is a decent grappler, it's not that. He has problems with wrestlers, so he need to put in the work there. And yeah, Colby, he is Colby. I think he do not have to change much of his game. I think he can do very well with the way he's fighting. His cardio is good. He has decent, decent is understatement. He has good striking for what it's meant to be. It is to close the distance and get hold of the person and then drag them down to the ground. And this is exactly what he's doing. He's following his game plan to the teeth. And you can say a lot about his persona outside the octagon, but he is in the octagon to fight, and yeah, he is winning, so he's doing something right. Yeah, I think that's about it for this time. I will try to make a technique video a bit later. I have a few ideas, and maybe one of these narrated sparring videos, which I've been getting a few good people have asked for them, so we'll see how and what I do. And I am also thinking about doing a movie review, actually. This movie Bruised with Hale Berry. I was thinking about seeing that and make a review on it, because it's a MMA based movie, and we haven't had a lot of them. And I know UFC have hyped this movie a lot. It has a lot of UFC fighters in it, I think. At least Shevchenko is in it. Valentina. And I know Hale Berry have had a lot of training for the movie too. So I thought I would see it and give my review of the movie. But until then, I will say good night to all of you here from Sweden, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.